Hey guys, it's Diane. I do a little pop-up class. I told you it'd be on Tuesdays, maybe doing palette knife. But I think pop-up's a good idea because I'm never too sure. My company just left. Well, I got one more in the bed, so I've been cleaning up. Oh, they wear me out. Anyways, it was a nice weekend. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. But I'm Diana Myers, and I've been an artist just way too long. And I used to painting with a twist and teach paint parties and sell paintings, and now I'm teaching online, and I'm an ambassador for Essential Stencils, and I got these pretty stencils I've been doing, and I did one for Easter, if you guys seen it, and I got this one, and I got some door hangers left over from a party a few years ago. It's got like different pieces, flowers and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do a stencil, basically. And I was going to paint the background, but I can kind of paint around it and kind of make it fluffy around the edges. And I wanted to match up the colors that I had in ribbon. And I got these pinks and purples and like this white. You use this yarn you use to make the bulky blankets that we make. So I'm going to kind of follow those colors to match. Now my other one I did all kinds of flowers in the bottom, but I think there's enough in this picture that I won't need to do that. Sometimes it's too much, but I got the round door hanger. I think this is a 16-inch, you know. So a lot of times when you paint it first, you gotta let it dry real good. I mean, I could do that, but then you gotta worry about the stencil kind of lifting sometimes. You make sure it's really thoroughly dry. So when I'm gonna paint a background for something for a stencil, I like leave it for a while. I mean, you don't have to, but I just find that it sticks better. But they're really quality, so all their stencils, you know, I still can sell stencils, but I am an ambassador. I get a little discount. But really, I just wanted to do this Swan today instead of palette knifing. So we're going to do that. I was going to do this on a bag. I did a class tapestry, you know, do it on a tapestry bag or canvas bag, but I never got to it for some reason. I found the bag and all my stuff. So I had to move a couple of years, well, like a year ago. And, yeah, still like, I unpacked, we had put these bins, these big Costco bins outside underneath my porches we had built on. And I thought, oh God, they're going to get destroyed. You know, we pulled those bins out and we had a horrific winter. And everything in those bins, including some of my paintings, were beautiful. So, no complaints about that. Thank you, Costco. Beautiful bins. I don't really need all of them anymore, so anybody need a bin? All right, so here is the stencil. And then there's like flowers that you could probably put anywhere, but you're supposed to put underneath him, I think, or her. Where's the picture for this again? And they got it like underneath it. That's why I didn't want to do no flowers. It's underneath it, if you can see that. And then they give you this little extra. What's nice about their stuff, they give you the little extras. They even give you a little paddle when you get their transfers. And you can see it's got the eyelash and the crown. And what's this? Hold on. That's a beak. No, that's a beak. What is it? It's a crown. Yeah, it's a beak. Anyways, you could probably do any hat. You could probably make a hat out of that. So there you go. Isn't it cute? So we're going to do this first. I'm going to do it. I'm debating between a white and pink. So I'm going to do the white first because you can always paint over it. They also give you these in your packages so you can see what you got. And they give you a nice package to put them in. See, they're pretty easy to store. Grippy cardboard, white cardboard. So they don't look ugly either. So now you figure out, I'm going to turn this around, figure out where I want it. And I had to go find my stenciling brushes. I've been doing it without them, but really I need a decent stenciling brush. Over here. I have their brushes. They're quite old now, but I don't think they're all here. This is their big one. Medium. I don't think the smalls. We have a tiny one. They have really tiny ones, so if you're a little fussier, you could go with the small ones and fill in these little gaps. These, we call them bridges. You can fill them in. But you could use a makeup. You can use any kind of brush. You could just swirl it on if you don't want to. I call it stippling. And you don't want to wet these. You want to dry brush these on. So I'm going to use both sizes. You don't have to do any cutting. They're all pre-cut. So I'm going to do this Swan first. So I'm debating what color I want to do it. So I think I will paint some of the background. I changed my mind. Creative license, people. Creative license. I am going to put some white on the back of this, I think. I think that's a good idea. I picked out some pinks and purples for this, too, because I want to match the yarn. Now, I haven't done this one before, so I'm just going to do it. That's what you do when you're an artist. You kind of just do stuff. Get something in your mind. You're thinking about it. And then you just sit down and you do it. My friend there says you pick out your colors or whatever it is you're going to do, your supplies, and then you think about what you're going to do, and then you sit down and you do it. So it's 1, 2, 3. So sometimes I think it's more like think about it, come up with the idea, start gathering your supplies. Always have some wet wipes around. Start gathering up your supplies. I just wet my brush. I got a blow dry right here, so I'm gonna blow dry this. This is not fresh white. I need fresh paint. Hold on. I got a big bucket here. I'm gonna pour some on here. Oops. I can wipe it up. Being sloppy today. We had a great weekend though. We went to dinner like 3 times. I had breakfast and dinner twice. Met my brother last night, and then my daughter took me out, and we got some shopping done. I needed some soil, and I wanted to look at, they had rose bushes on sale over at Ollie's. I know a lot of people probably don't shop there. I mean, I just ordered 2 David Austins. You know how expensive those are. And the yard has nothing, so I'm basically redoing the whole yard. But I found 2 floribundas, or bushes, so I'm pretty happy with that. So we're kind of working on the yard now. So I'm just going to kind of get this on here first. You know what I'm going to do? I told you I wanted fuzzy edges. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to dry this, but I'm going to sponge on the edges a little bit, and I can sponge more later. Just a regular flat brush. Get something I can kind of, give me a big kind of flat brush. Take that white, maybe a little pink, kind of match up these colors I told you, and I'm just going to do this around the edges, just to give me like kind of a fluffy look. I think I could actually use a bigger brush. What do I got? What do I got? This is okay. Okay. Almost like moonlight, you know, or hazy nighttime kind of thing. So I think I am going to make it mostly pink. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I got in my mind. You do what you like to do, though. And by the way, if you decide you want this, these are still available. I got these on sale. They had a big sale a couple weeks ago, which it was weird because a lot of people bought stuff on there, but I hadn't planned it that weekend. I just had a bunch of stencils I wanted to do that I had bought, and they had a good sale that weekend. So long story short, if you use my discount code, it's all capital letters. It's Diana Deals, D-E-A-L-S, and it's Diana, D-I-1-N-A, D-I-A-N-A, and a lot of fun. So everybody was pleased as they get my 10% off. They were getting 50%, 40 to 50% off. So go on their Essential Stencils and look for the deals. And they always got something going on. And if you get in there tight, you see there's an area in there where you can watch artists that do this exclusively. They don't do all this stuff that I do, but they do woodworking. They do all kinds of stuff. So this is giving me kind of a hazy edge is what I want. And I'm not going to do it all the way because I might finish this off with maybe even like a violet, I'm thinking. So I'm thinking, and there's going to be flowers right here, but I'm wondering if I should maybe do a little misty water or something would be pretty cool. What do you think of that? I think that's a good idea. I got it here. That's a brush here. That's not me. Oh, come on. Is that my brush? It's a brush. So I didn't put this on too thick because, like I said, I gotta dry this. And you want stencils work better on a really dry canvas. So I'm gonna sit here. This is a loud dryer. I'm really sorry. Let me see if I can get that. Hey, cat. So I'm doing this. I'm doing the Swan. I was gonna do it on the canvas, but I need another. I'm taking that Easter one down and store it. And I need like a Mother's Day one. I have 2 doors here. The other one, the old house, it was like a French door, so I didn't put too much. I was inside. And the outside one I had, kids were in and out, and I had this old screen door I didn't bother. I got 2 nice doors here, so I don't know. Put something up. So we had a good time. I made a big ham dinner. And then we went out to, I had a coupon for Cracker Barrel yesterday, so we all went to Cracker Barrel for dinner. Saturday night, Sunday I made dinner. And then we went to breakfast, Saturday morning. I don't know, it was a busy weekend. We went shopping over to a couple stores and over to Aldi's. I'm tired. I kind of wanted to do this. I was going to do like a palette knife, but I just didn't have the energy. I know what I wanted to do. I got a whole bunch of pictures. I didn't know which one I wanted to do. So, and I didn't really forget about this, but I wasn't sure what time it was going to come on. So I decided to start calling. We went to a pizza shop. We went last night. It's real popular out here called Toss and Woodfire. Oh my God, the pizza's real thin, real blackened on the. Oh, it's so good. But they were like, we're not supposed to be open on Mondays. And Timmy was surprised they were open. He goes, well, we're doing a pop-up. Every now and then we'll do a pop-up. We're doing different pizzas and stuff. I said, well, that's a good idea. I'm going to call Tuesday's pop-up. So I might pop up at 12. It might pop up at 5. But just be looking for me. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. I just took a few things down. I went over to Aldi's, and I have this one big felt, like this color, light pink bunny. No nose in the big one. And I found 3 little baby ones, like a darker pink, and they were $1.19. They also had some chocolate marked down. I had to get some of that. I was not good this weekend. My blood pressure was good this morning, though. Good thing! Oh, but I did buy myself a blender, and I got these protein shakes. I tried them this morning. They're pretty good. I'm not going to have them all the time, but I said I need to have more protein, so... They never stopped me from eating. I'll keep it from eating. I said, no, I won't. No, I won't. It's a chocolate shake, and it's pretty good. Who don't like chocolate? And it's pretty dry. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like maybe pink to purple, like violet, and then put this in the middle. I think I'm going to make her pink. And I can whiten her up, too. The thing with paint, especially acrylic paint, you can change acrylic paint. Oh, you don't have all these there? I know for a lot of years people wouldn't go there, but I live, in Central New York, Syracuse, and the first one that popped up was down in Cortland. I'm from a big family, and we're used to shopping. It's cheap and it's buy in bulk, whatever you want, because my father used to shop at the markets. Bring home crates of oranges and stuff. But besides that, even with the kids gone, my mother still had ungodly amount of grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So, and we all go over there and we eat, and I had no food left, so we would have to bring food. She's like, if you're going to have a barbecue today, bring chicken, bring food. So, she bought us a great big pool many years ago, and we'd all go visit. So, we started going to this Aldi's down in Cortland, and it was the only one my brother kept talking about because he's got big 6 kids of his own, my brother next to me. So we went there, and I thought, oh my God, this food's so cheap, it can't be good, but it wasn't bad. So then when they opened one here, people are like, oh, I would never shop there, like it was a cheap store. Well, it is. Well, now with the price of food, that store is so busy. And then that I love Trader Joe's. They own Trader Joe's. They're brothers of some type. There's some stories on it, but So it's a lot of times I get things at Trader Joe's that are very, very similar to Aldi's. So, you know. You drink protein shakes? Yeah, it's just, you know, I try, like, you know, eat more yogurt and like, you know, half a cup, 2/3 cup, or I'm full, you know, so, and I'll put chia seed in it, and that's okay. And I'll put fruit and honey on it, and that makes it a little better, but it's like, it's not enough protein. So I'm like, I had to think of something else where I could, like, make it like a snack. So it was pretty good. It's the first time I ever had, like, a protein snack like that, though, so I'm pretty happy. It's the same vitamins that I eat. I take fish oil and all kinds of other ones, and it's the same company, Nature's Bounty, and it's pretty good. So I'm pretty happy. All right, so let me turn this around. It's pretty good. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, you know, I don't think I'm ever gonna be skinny again, but I'm feeling better. I got my weight down. I still got a long ways to go, but. And, you know, if it didn't taste good, I'm not going to do it. You know, I just won't do it. So let me see if I can get I'm up here. Let me try. See if I'm on live. Where am I? Where am I? Over here. So, I had a busy weekend. My daughter's got a bunch of grandchildren. They're step-grandchildren, but they're her grandchildren. And they are just so adorable. She's got a house full, boy. Oh, I remember those days. But here I am. All right, so I'm going to make this a pink. How pink do I want it? Super duper 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 pink. I think I'll do it this way. So I got it the wrong way. Let's do it this way. Yeah, I want it pink, pink. It's kind of a Mother's Day thing. I was also thinking, you know, I got those transfers with the tulips, but this has the flowers with it, so I'm just going to do this. Try to get it mostly dead center. All right, so I'm going to do this like, wait. This isn't a hot pink. This is kind of a soft pink. I got this pink. It's kind of pretty. I want it to show up, though. It's got a really white background. Let's see what else they got. What's over here? I could mix a little something to make it a little deeper, but not a lot. Oh my god. Oh, I got that hot pink. I can mix. Oh, it's kind of not the right shade, though. Oh, that violet. I could do this orangey pink with it. Let's try that. Get my palette here. I got my wet palette out. I got some of this pink on here from another project, so I'll just put it. This is Deco Art Paints, and this is the Cotton Candy. It's pretty light. I was gonna do a hot pink, but I'm thinking, oh, it won't really match the bow. So, but this is like it's a coral brush, so this should like just kind of mix them together with my brush. You can mix colors, you guys. You can do that. Yeah. So, I'm going to stipple. You guys know what that means. You're basically going to bounce up and down. Don't wet your brush. Use a dry brush. I'm going to kind of use both colors. I got half of one, half of the other. And then I'm going to offload. See what I'm doing? And what happens is you should get the separation. When you see that separation, and you still got paint, that's what you want. Now, when I go back to get more paint, I'll go back into that section that I put to the side, because there's not so much paint in it. It's already partially mixed. So I'm just going to go around the edges first real quick. Oh, yeah, that's pretty. Put it right in that paint and then offload. And you could just swirl this on, but I don't know. I've been doing this for a long time, way before Essential Stencils, when it was kind of the style that I did like a bathroom and, you know, different rooms. And we would just like make borders with them. Well, wallpaper borders had gone off the charts, and this was quite the thing. And you could like customize it more too. You could do different colors, and I had a pansy border, and I had all different ones. I had like a roses. I had done like the corners in the bathroom at the shop, and in my bathroom at home. So this has got his Oh, I can't talk. His wing up here, so I might kind of maybe start fading out, add more of that pink as I get up to the wing. Maybe I'll add a little white too. Got this dark. Let's kind of bring this tail in a little dark here, just so I can see those edges more. There you go. I got the darker color on here. Now I'm going to do this more pink, so I'm going to pick up. I got enough paint on here, so I'm just going to pick up mostly the pink and offload. Yeah. I'll just do this in the pinker. Man, a little bit of white. A little bit of white. Make it just a tad lighter. A little more white. Never heard of a pink swan? Well, you have now. Boy, that ham we got at Aldi's, I'll tell you, it was delicious. I'm not a big ham eater, but it wasn't real salty. It wasn't real, like, smoky. It was just right. I sent some home with these guys, and I'm going to save a little bit. I'll use it and save the ham bone. I'll do a nice big pot of beans, you know, or pea soup. Dog loves pea soup. She doesn't like peas, but she loves pea soup. Weird, right? Keep this on the light side right here. The body right here. Keep it a little lighter. Just kind of tone this down where I think it kind of needs it. So the background's white, so you don't want it too light. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Darken this edge up right here. Make sure you got all your edges. Take a good look. Make sure you got everything. Make sure you got it all. Now you're going to either lift away or lift towards you. One or the other, but make sure you lift straight up. You go, ooh, that's kind of pretty. That's kind of pretty, huh? Yeah, I'm liking that. Yeah, every once in a while I do something right, you know? That's a pretty color, though. That is that coral. These are new colors, so these are from Decor. Coral Blush and the Cotton Candy. Or anything similar. But you do you. I was going to wipe this off, but I'm afraid I'm going to make more of a mess, so I'm just going to lay it on my floor right here. Which we do. We use that like our bench. All right, so that's looking pretty good, huh? Yeah. I know, I like both. I'm a P, but you know, I had two kids that didn't like them. Oh. So I never made them. So after the kids were leaving, they was like, Mom, how come you and Dad eat peas all the time? Because you guys, we couldn't even have them in the house. Oh, carry on and make noises. Oh, so we just didn't buy them. And you guys like the corn and your green beans, so that's what we did. It's looking pretty good, huh? Pretty, huh? So now I gotta make some decisions about. I wanted a violet. I'm not so sure this violet's gonna look good with this. Blue might actually be all right, I'm thinking. So let me go look at this again. Yeah, so then we end up like, you know, my youngest one says, I thought you didn't like peas. She goes, Mom, I love pea soup. I think what it is her father used to make it all the time. He loved it. He used to make bean soup all the time. So she learned how to make it, and she makes it. It's funny, huh? I have a daughter who doesn't like any kind of fish, hates it. Yet she will eat tuna fish and clam rolls, which are pretty popular up here. Okay, so now let me think now. Do I want to do a blue? What color am I going to make these flowers? Let me see. Where are the rest of the stencils here? Okay, where did I put? Oh, they're underneath. Okay, underneath. So, like I said, I want to keep them. There's like a little violet in here too, so maybe I'll make one of these flowers. Gotta dry this in a violet. That might be all right. Like kind of a light violet. All right, so let me dry this a little bit. See, I could do flowers too, like I did in the other one, but I think it's going to be a big bow. And I do have some flowers this color, so I might glue a few flowers to that bow. That's what I'm thinking now. I don't want to buy, I had a lot of leftovers from the last couple things that I did, so I kind of like to just use what I have and work around it, you know. I even go in the Dollar Tree all the time. I went over there and bought like 20, it's like $30 and $20, and so I try to, you know, think about what I'm going to make, you know. But I have some leftover colors similar to this, so I might add that. Yeah, put the little crown on here. Yeah, after the class, I'll put in the captions. If you guys want to get this stencil, you can buy it. Hey, Joellen girl, I'm doing a pop-up. I decided I'm going to do pop-ups on Tuesday because I never know. You know, I give classes for you guys Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday, I clean up my disaster after all the classes. And then Monday, I do my errands. I usually have a lot of errands. And so Tuesday is like kind of chilling. Christmas weekend was busy. So I was going to do like Pale Life Tuesday like I used to. That's too much, 4 or 5 classes a week. So I'm going to do a pop-up. So whatever I got going on in my life, I can just either do one thing or the other. Hey, Terry, I can do one thing or another. So I was at this restaurant. It isn't open on Mondays. Yesterday with my brother, invited us out. We all went. And they're having a pop-up. Now, I know they do that with like those trailer restaurant things now that are a big thing. So I said, well, that's kind of a good idea. So that's, you know, I have a steady schedule with you guys Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's all the same hours unless I tell you, you know, I'm sick or something. Even then I show up. So, but I think Pop-Up Tuesdays kind of be just looking out. And I might not do Palette Knife. I might do something else. And today I really wanted to get this done. I've been thinking about it all weekend. So I'm glad you guys are here and you can watch me do this. So anyways, I was going to tell you is I'm going to put the, I don't think that's it. I want to put the group in here. Where's my other links? Manage links. Here's a group link. Anybody wants to go over the group and see what I was doing last week? It's in there. We did those envelopes. It's a monthly challenge we did. I finished this one. I put a little tiny, look what I did. I put a little tiny piece of that thick yarn on here. Isn't that cute? I finished it too. I made it a little better. So that's what we did. Do a little challenge making envelopes for the next 2 weeks. Isn't it cute? Anything you want, any way you want to do it. So, anyways, I'm going to put, at the end of the class, I'll put Diana's Deals. D-I-A-N-A, capital letters, D-E-A-L-S. If you want to buy something, go look. It's another 10% off. I'm not even sure what they're running for a sale. I just wanted to do this for today. Okay, it's pretty dry. So I think I am going to do, because I want to match that ribbon. I won't put it on exactly like this. I just kind of put them together so I'd have an idea. So this kind of matches that. So the purple will look good with that. So I want something in this value, in this tone. This is pretty cool with some white. I haven't got all my paints out there up on the wall, but I don't really feel like walking over and going through all of them. I'm not sure I have a ton of purples, though. Let's see what I got right here available. Yeah, I think I'll just use that with some white. This one is Vivid Violet. Very popular. It's been around for a while in the deco art. I should like be an affiliate for them. I like their stuff. I mean, it's really good craft paint. That's what it is, too. I mean, I use lots of different ones, but that is a good craft paint. Okay. So I put that purple in there. Now, what you do, you don't really wet. If you have to use the same brush, you can just wipe this off like this. Just keep wiping it, and most of it will come off. Then you could dip into whatever new color you're using. You can kind of offload it, make sure whatever color you don't want to use doesn't come off too much. Just keep wiping it until most of it's gone. Let me get another picture. My paper towels, I'm afraid, roll behind that desk. I gotta use my wet wipes, which is fine. Love my wet wipes. Come in handy. But I do think I can use this small. These are essential stencils, by the way. So they're really quality too. So you see behind here, there's a lot of wood still showing. So I'm gonna have to go back in here. Let me take this color, pick up some white. Actually, there's some purple on this brush with that white. That's kind of pretty. Let me come in here and, yeah, I can fade out to that purplish pink. Yeah. I need a background on this before I can do the stencil. I mean, I don't have to, but yeah, there's that pink too. Where's that pink? This one. Some little color here. Just kind of mix them up with that, but a little bit of violet, a little bit of that peach color too. I need a background on this, so that's what I'm doing. Little white kind of blended in. I'm using my stippling brush too. Easy peasy pudding and pie. I'm getting a lot of shine from that light. Let me move that light a little bit. This light's really too close, but it fits right up on my desk. So I have my other big stand-up room, but it really takes up too much room in here. I did finally buy that thing for my window, because like when I do classes out in the other room, it's natural light right next to that window. It's all natural, it's just wide open, so it's prettier. Well, in this room, I don't have that. So what I'm going to do is you ever buy those window clings? This one has like a really pretty design on it. I got it. I just got to do it. And then there'll be more natural light in here, but it won't, nobody can really look in. So I think it'll be really cool. And it'll probably look, on a sunny day, look really kind of kaleidoscopic. It's got like mostly vines on it. It's like kind of a green and really pretty vines. See how I did like, you guys can see that. Push this up. I'm kind of fading out into the purple and pink here. Or the violet and purple. I gotta have something to put those flowers on, so what I wanted to do is kind of fade out to a violet. So the purple and white together is really pretty. And every now and then I'm picking up some of this peach color. Put that on too. It's kind of blending, doing a lot of blending here. I'm not going to worry about doing this whole side yet until I get this stencil flower on here. I love doing these stencils though, they're just so fun. If you can't draw real good, or and you want something that's really perfect, this is the way to go. Yeah, definitely. Way to go. We just had, finally got 500 people in my group. It's over 500 now. 500 on my professional page. I have 1,200 on my other page, so. But, what was I going to tell you? I had a reason to tell you that. When I first started doing this, nobody was watching. So I could do a lot of stuff, and nobody really cared. But every now and then, it's funny, because one of those would pop up, pop up for me. Or for random reasons, somebody would, make a comment on one, and the video would show up and be, 3 years old, So now they're taking all those videos off, so that's not going to happen. But they do those Your Stories, and they find old videos. How are they going to do that unless they keep them? But I thought they didn't want to store them, so I'm a little confused about that, because one popped up the other day that was old, so I'm not really. I think it was a post, though. It wasn't a video, it was a post. guys see what I did? I don't know if this round is quite big. It's a big one. The biggest ones I think they make are 18 and 20, but this is 16. This is quite big. So you can see what I did in the bottom. I blended it out white into the peach and pink. Kind of gives a little dreamy look. Instead of just doing a solid color, you know. So now, yeah, see how I did it? Looks like kind of cloudy. Turn this around. You don't have to have stipple. You can use, you know, if you don't have the brushes. What I used for years before I had a small stipler. It's around here somewhere. I used makeup sponges from the Dollar Tree. Those little wedges. Those are any kind of sponge really, as long as you can pinch off some of the cellulose or whatever it is. All right. So I think I'm going to do that purple straight up. I'm going to get that small brush. Remember, don't wet it. Use it dry. Put it right in there, then offload. Pat up and down until you can see it's like kind of separated. So you get a stippled look. I mean, you don't have to do it this way. I see a lot of people swirl it on. When I was taught to do this, or when I started doing this, I don't know who taught me because it's been so long, but I always stipple. Because you can always put more on. You know what I mean? If you get too much on with the swirling, but I see a lot of people do it and they're good at it, so, you know, I just know it's just the way I've always done it. It's the way the brush is designed, you know, kind of flat. Any other flowers down here? There's some up here. We could do this a different color. These are like kind of like lilies. That's what they are. Now you could tape these down if you want to, if you're afraid you're going to move it around. I don't stress too much about it, obviously. A little more solid. I'm going to add a little bit more. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I hope so. Let me move this thing back here. There you go, you can see a little bit better. Don't say worry about getting these edges around the edges. That's kind of what defines it. And you can kind of offload some of your paint, get a lot of it off there. And I'm going to go back into this white. And I'm going to kind of go through the middle and come around like this and lighten it up. Like in a circle. I want a yellow center on this, so I'm going to add just a touch of yellow. I got a little bit of yellow right here on the thing already. I'm just going to, just a tiny indication. Oop. There you go. Yeah, so I'm going to come back in here. Just line up the lines. I didn't get this one section very good. All right. Now this is, I don't know what color I want to do that. I kind of was liking the blue idea too, so let me try this baby blue. I'm thinking it'll look good because it's kind of light colored. Make the lilies like a blue color. I think it'd be pretty. I can add a little white to them, I think, maybe. Yeah, I might do that. If I can get it out of the bottle. Uh-oh. Am I out? Am I out? This is a really pretty color because I've used a lot of it. Oh, I got it. It's coming out. Don't need much. I'm going to kind of get some of that pink and stuff off, purple. Go into the blue, offload. And I'm just going to do these lilies at the end here. I gotta do some green too because there is some foliage in here. I'm just going to do this straight blue because I want them to show up. I think they'll look good showing. I think they'll look good anyways. Got sticky fingers. And why don't we make, we wipe this off again, why don't we make these yellow like that center? These little things right here. I'm going to make them yellow. These little, and you can go through like, they have these small stipplers now, but I just take like a small detail brush and I'll put highlights on stuff or change the colors. You can still go through and change these. There's no reason. If you want to put a little highlight on them or make them a little whiter, or which I probably do, you can do that. Now I got a green right on the thing here already, so I'm going to pick up some green. It's just a regular, like a Kelly green. And a little white. I don't want it quite that dark. I'm going to kind of just mix them together. Maybe a tad of yellow, just so it picks up some of the tones of that yellow balls there, whatever they are. A little white. That's a nice light green. A little more green, I think. Hold it down. This is where it comes in handy to have a small stippler. Or you can use a small brush, kind of dry brush it on, same thing. Something flat, a flat brush, go up and down, you know, pound. Or like I said, a good old-fashioned makeup sponge or some type of sponge that you can control pretty good, you know. I would think would make a difference. I'm a moose. I just am so heavy-handed. Just I'm like bouncing the whole table here. I literally am. All right, lift up quick. Oop. Looks good. So I think I got like these pieces. It seems like it came from here, but it didn't. That's just that's from me doing my little creative sponging there. So I'm gonna kind of tone those down a little bit right here with that peachy color. Then you can come in with a. I used to use a Q-tip. You guys can see this. I used to use a Q-tip, and I would take the Q-tip and I would roll it around. I'd take a piece of paper towel, or just use a Q-tip, depends. And you could go, this is too big. I would go through and kind of fix up my edges. Or if you get the small stippling brushes, which I don't have. And I'm going to go in here. It's wet, and I can kind of come in here. I would carry a spray bottle with me, and I would just go through and adjust things. Q-tip works great. I actually have some, but not right here. And you could take your small brush, get a different one, and you can come in and you can adjust around the edges if you don't like it. Like I said, it's acrylic paint. If you don't like the color, you can always come back and change it. I kind of did move this when I was doing it, but that's all right. Can line it right back up because there's lines in it, you know. But I don't want it too perfect. I like it when it's a little sloppy perfect. You know, I'm impressionist, so I like that kind of impressionistic, hazy look, you know. So I don't want it real perfect. Not really. I love antique-y looks, too. I'm thinking you could, like, even put a little white. There's, like, a separation in here. It's a small brush. I'm going to kind of, let me wet it a little bit. And kind of put, oops, too wet. Crap. Actually, a Posco pen might even work for this, too. It's another thing. I'm doing this new technique, which I haven't taught in the class yet. I've been saving it, you guys. A way to do a jelly plate with the Posco pens. I've been experimenting with the jelly paint. See, you can do that. And you can come in here and kind of adjust some of this too. Yeah. Kind of show it up a little bit more. Let's show it up a little bit more. Little highlights. A little more paint. And then you could put a little yellow in these leaves. Make little veins. So fun. I don't know if they're running. I should go look them. I know they're going to be doing a Mother's Day sale. And this would probably be in with the Mother's Day stuff, but I'm not sure when. I seen it, but I wasn't really. There was a couple things I was interested in, but you know, my mother died. It's awful, Alzheimer's, but and my mother-in-law, so kind of was like not into it. If that makes any sense. So, but they had some beautiful things. So there's one thing I am interested in. I might order and do it. So, but I got the tulips, those beautiful tulips. So I'm gonna do something with those at some point. The transfers, they have beautiful transfers. That's another thing. See how you can fix them up a little bit if you want to. Yes, you can. Now, let's see how that looks. Ain't it pretty? I just thought it was pretty. Now, in the picture that it comes with, is just white and pink and red. It's just blah. You know me. I gotta take it up a couple notches, right? See, it's a little softer looking, right? With the highlighting and stuff. All right. So now I wanna. We gotta do the crown, and it comes with like it sits on there perfectly. You'll see the crown and the eye and the beak. Let me see who else is on here. And it comes with like it's just on there
trim
perfectly.
my mouth off here.
You'll see the crown. Oh, God. Let me turn this around. Make sure the top is dry. Make sure it's dry before you do. If you layer, make sure you dry. This way, right? I had it a minute ago. Right here. Like that. I might tape that on because I'm afraid I'm going to move it. I got some good old-fashioned. I had kept losing my tape, so I took a. You guys are going to love this. I took a piece of ribbon. I got it tied to my cart. Look. If you can see this. I got all of them on a piece of, all tied to it so I can get to them. I kept losing them, and I got 3 different sizes for like, you know, different things like watercolors and stuff. So I got sick of doing that, so I got a cure for that. I told you what I did with the, it's kind of a mess over here, but I took Guys, so many cords. So what I did was, I'm just going to tape this down just a little bit. Don't get too sticky with it. Just enough so it doesn't move. And I took one of those long, I have an extra long one I had at the old house, and it's all like, what do they call those? Those zip tied to the leg. And now I can walk through here without tripping on stuff. All right, so you can see how that is. Now, you could do this a couple different ways. You could paint that in, or you could do, I'm thinking you could even do like for the eye. I'm a little nervous about that eye. So I'm going to do that at the end. I think I'm going to do that with a Posca pen, a black Posca. This I'm going to do in a yellow, obviously. Put that back in there. I went and stuck that brush back in there. Now my long hair brush is bent. All right, so I'm going to kind of dry that up. Like I said, you don't want to re-wet these brushes, because you'll have all these colors pouring out of the top of the brush, in the furrow area here. So I'm going to take that yellow. And I'm going to offload just straight yellow right now. I'm going to do the crown because I want to cover that orange. So let that dry a second. You can go back over it a second time. And you want to do the beak. I kind of feel like it's too yellow, so I'm going to tone that down with a little white. A little white. Just a tiny bit. It'll cover better too. It'll pick up some of the yellow down here, so that was a good idea. I still gotta do the edges on this. So that gives you, with the white, it gives you a little more coverage too. You know how the yellow is very translucent. So then I'm gonna get me a black Posca pen. Right? You could just even just do a small detail brush, but I really don't want to mess that up because that's an important part. Let me see, I got yellow and white and green Poscas. I know I got a black one, I just gotta find it. Here it is. Make sure you shake it like 25 times. See, I do the edges yet. I ain't got my glue gun out yet, but I'm going to mess around with that. I got to go get the flowers in the other room. And when I get it all glued and stuff after the class, I'll post it. So I'm just going to go through and fill it in. But you could do this with a very, I mean, you could just stipple it too, but I just want it to be really kind of vibrant and I want to see it. All right. I can see this head here. Okay, that's good. Now I can pull this straight up. Party! It's so party. Some of the orange is showing through here. How do they do that? It's alright. You get a small brush. Like I said, you get a small brush and just adjust whatever you need to. Actually, that's supposed to be their little mouth, right? Isn't it supposed to be? Yeah, that is there. Well, I didn't know that. It's supposed to be a little line there. So let me kind of take that and make that kind of white. Let me go into the white here. I want her to show up a little bit more. Just a tad more, I think. Yeah. And that eye doesn't look so good now. I'm not looking at it. I should have probably just... She's styling and profiling with those huge lashes. We were somewhere, guys. I mean, I love those lashes. I have no lashes. But I also don't see good enough to put them on. I can get one on, but not the other. And I know you can go have them done, but I can't be bothered. But I was somewhere, I want to say where I was getting medication. There was someplace. This girl had lashes on, no makeup. Her hair was flat. When your hair's flat like that, and you were, I mean, they were gigantic. I mean, they were like pushing out air. I could like feel it. I just couldn't stop staring. I felt so bad. I must not have been the only one staring at her because she kind of had a little attitude. But I was like, those things are absolutely ridiculous. I know the bigger ones are in style. I get that. I would probably wear them when I was younger, but I can't see. And I had cataract surgery, so I don't want to mess with anything. Both my eyes got done, so. Anyways, let me turn this around so you can see it. But you had to see these suckers. They're huge, huge. You can't barely see myself. Pretty, huh? So let me dry this a second. Well, let me go around the edges first, because I think this ribbon's gonna match pretty good. Yeah. Just trying to use what I had. Lots of color. I like lots of color. Let me dry this first, then I'll go around the edges. You want to kind of dry anything before you start messing around, because I'm famous for like bumping into stuff. So I'll make sure the stencil's dry, and then I'm going to go around the edges. Now you could. I got sparkles. You can pull sparkles on this if you want to. Wouldn't that be fun? Like on the crown, and maybe the flowers. I was going to put this on the back door because I have a pretty wreath I put in the front, but I put my Easter one there. I might put this on the front door. What's your what? It's Diana. Let me put it in the code here. Let me put it in the counts. Diana, D-I-A-N-A, all capitals, D-E-A-L-S. Yeah, I got a nice little check from them. I was like, I mean, I don't get a ton of money, but I used to get like $2. You know, now I get a little check. So it's coffee money. I'm going to put it right in there. It's a little something. Then you guys get something too, you know. Then they sent me all those free stencils. I was like, isn't that nice? I wish they'd sent like something. The other ones I'm going to use, I can't really use the Easter ones. The Easter's over. All right, so there goes Diana's Deals. It's right in the comments section. I just put it in. Okay, so let me get my stippling brush again. I'm going to stipple the rest. It's too hard to do it the other way. And I'm going to do the white and that violet and a little bit of peach. I'm going to do white and violet around the edges, and every now and then I'm just going to punch in a little bit of that peach. And then we're going to let it dry a second. We'll see how it looks with the... I'm not really done with that. I just kind of threw it together, that ribbon. I'm going to, like I said, I got to go out and it's in the flowers are out there. I didn't think I was going to do any flowers. When I got to thinking about it, I could put some flowers right up on this when I put it on. Hot glue it, obviously. I haven't got my gun going either, so I'm going to do that too. I'll post a picture later. Sometimes it's nice to do these classes when I want to do something for the house. Like I still got to do that bowling ball. I have the one I did with the Van Gogh on it, Starry Night, and it's gotten faded. Of course, it goes outside, so it's outside. I got to hose it off. I'm gonna shampoo it and clean it, and then I can go over it and you guys can watch. Probably use the same thing, pretty similar. Then I got those two big red pots. Haven't decided what I'm gonna do with them yet. Those metal ones. You can't. I think the reason they had in the garage sale is, or at the secondhand store, is because there's no holes in the bottom. And I was thinking, I hate the ones where you got to put them in there. And if you forget, some plants can't handle the water sitting there. So, and some plants you don't know who they're going to be until it happens. So, I will put holes in them. They are metal, so I'm not sure. I'm going to try a drill. If I can, I might have to take them to somebody who knows what they're doing. So, yeah. But they were cheap. And they're pretty. Really pretty. I just don't know if I'm going to leave them red or not. I don't know yet. I don't know. I got, I want to kind of do it to match the stuff I already have. And I got some other colors out there. So, we will see. I have a beautiful, it's like it's a ceramic bird bath. My husband got me at Wegmans years ago. They would put all the stuff for the employees on sale first, upstairs. The big things, the big items, seasonal. And he came, he didn't pay much for it, but it's solid ceramic. really dark blue, really nice. So I'm thinking maybe I might do them like it's like a royal blue, if you know what I mean. I think that would be really pretty. And it'd match them, you know. I have to use them out front somewhere, wasn't the plan, but I just think they would look good together. It didn't cost me much. I think I paid $1.99 for one, $2.99 for the other one. And then I get the 20% senior discount. Don't you love your senior discounts, guys? I love my senior discount. I don't care. Love it. I remember the first time my husband, he says, "Dang, they gave me senior discount." I says, "Rick, you look old." "Well, you're old too, you know." I said, "Whoa, they didn't say nothing to me. They gave him the discount to get." I don't say nothing. So I didn't want the discount either. So then when it started happening to me, it wasn't so funny anymore. But then I go looking for my discounts. I found out the bank was giving out 55 and up this years ago. And you could get free checks. Well, I jumped on that. Because now people don't use checks so much. I still do a few, but not much like I used to. I got into some blue here by accident. I need to get some white on here. Right here. Yeah, funny. But hey, all the money they made off me, they can give me some free checks. They don't do it anymore. So, but I might write out maybe 20 checks a year. I don't know, not many. Everything's online now, right? Everything. Just dipping around the edges, guys, and doing the same. Oh, it turns around. I forgot to turn. I'm sorry, I forgot to turn around. Turn around. So I'm just stippling around the edges. I think I got paint on my nose now. I've had this weather between the rain and the sun and the rain. It changes back and forth, making my sinuses go absolutely insane. Let's say the pollen goes up and down, and as it moves, my sinuses move with it. I don't always get sneezy. Sometimes I do, but what I get is like itchy nose. You know what that is. So I got a little more peach in this, but there's still some of that purple. A little bit. Just a touch. I never seen it kind of blend. I like a painting that, you know, all the colors are there and you kind of can see it all over, you know. A little white. Kind of dreamy looking, right? I could see this with a little butterfly too. I think I got some butterflies. In the first one I had butterflies. The second one I didn't put the butterfly in. It was okay, but I didn't think about it till later. And then by then I had taken it over to my sister's and gave it to her. So yeah, I just forgot. But I could see this a little bit of shine, a little bit of sparkle. It'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Just blending it all in. Keeping the middle white. I haven't really done anything to the middle. It's just like it was. I'm not sure what this would be under, if it's on there, but it's still there last time I looked. It's a pretty stencil. Like I said, I like the ones that come with the pieces because you could use this on something else. The crown, the beak and the eye, the flowers. I was thinking about doing it on water. You could do this like it looks like it's on water. You could do it like on a regular big piece of canvas, you know. Do a couple, do a boy and a girl. Get pretty creative with these. I really enjoy doing these. It's a no-brainer. You know, and I kind of, what I do, I teach acrylic painting. I was an oil painter for a long time. But, you know, when I started this, I have my little saying up here. Here's my little saying. I want to put it on something. I forgot I had this on my lamp. When I started this, I learned how to do memberships and groups. And it says, I help acrylic painters that struggle with painting to become more skilled, inspired, and competent on the artistic and creative journey. So even though I can do some of the other stuff, the more advanced stuff, I like teaching stuff that you can do. And I like doing them too. So it isn't like I'm like teaching you and I'm like, I get this like kind of Quasimodo attitude about, when I'm teaching you, but I teach it because I enjoy it. And I didn't know until I started painting with a twist that I like it so much. And then I get to try different things myself. So you learn and I learn. So I'm trying to teach you. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for things to put together. I was watching these two artists. They get together once a year. I think they're sisters or cousins or old college mates. And they sat there, they did a scrapbook. They just sit, no looking at nothing. They would just sit there and come up with plans. I said, that's a good idea. Find somebody to come up with plans with. But, hey, Cindy girl. This one's a little odd in this corner. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. These come down a bit more. So that's what I do. I kind of teach the newbies and, even the ones that are just struggling and just looking for different things. And I talk about that because that's my own journey. I've been through struggles where I can't figure out what I'm going to do, or I just can't pick up a paintbrush, or I'm just not in the mood, or I got my friend, or, perimenopause, whatever it was. So, and I did find as the years went on that doing this does, hey, howdy, Jim, does make you feel better. And there's these, I never got back to it, but I can get in this art therapy course. And it's basically all the things that I'm telling you. It's just, so even if it's stencils, or if it's just crayons, or cooking, trying a different scarf, live more creative life, just try to be more creative. It comes. Some days things just don't work out so good. I tell you, you can do 100 paintings and finally get one good one. That's just the way it is. I mean, every artist, when they died, they'd find the whole closet full of really shitty, well, they thought they were shitty. Artists were so damn picky. We think we're like Picasso or something, and then people say, oh, I love this one. I had a girlfriend. She kept all the ugly cards I used to do. She kept picking I'll take this one, I'll take that one. I said, they're ugly. Still not. I said, they're ugly. They're not. Marion. So, anyways, guys, that's it for today. And I got the ribbon for this. I'm going to post it afterwards. So I'm going to be doing pop-ups on Tuesday, Jim. No when I'm going to be on, I don't know. So, be all different times. But it's kind of a good idea because I seen this. I went to this pizza place that wasn't open on Mondays, and they do different food on that day. They might stay in the menu, they might not do it. So it's always like different foods. Wood fire pizza. Oh my God, it's out of this world. And ain't nothing better than New York pizza. So maybe except for Italy, right? So every now and then whatever my mood is, whatever I got going on, I'll just pop up sometime during the day on Tuesday. So be looking for it. Kind of a surprise class. I don't know what I did here. I got too much of that color there. Yeah, so I know it. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes I think about I can make myself pretty depressed. But then a lot of people don't believe in God, and I do for different reasons, or whoever she is, or whatever it is. But don't you ever wonder about the way things work out? Like, I needed to get out of that house. I didn't want my husband to die. He'd already been dead like a year. And this car goes through my house. And it kind of got me motivated to get on with my life because I was not moving on. And you know about that, Jim, about moving on when somebody dies. So it made me move on. And then it got me this really pretty, brand new house. It's a trailer, mobile home. And it was on the lot. And the guy walked in and he's like, I got these two right here and they're both beautiful. I couldn't make up my mind, I used to do it. And the housing prices are off the charts. So I had money left, which was great, And so I was able to, they give you content. So I was able to replace a lot of things, get new things. So that's one example. There's many, many things over the years that happen. So sometimes I think whatever it is, helps you move on. And for me, I think the art helps. I think doing things that make you feel good. And God talks about in the Bible about using your gifts. You're supposed to use them. So, you know, that gives you a little inspiration. I hope it does, because I wasn't feeling very inspired at the time, but I'm a lot better now. Definitely a lot better. My doctor says everything's good. You know, all the charts are coming back good, you know. So, but it took a while to get here. Sometimes it does, you know. But I'm feeling a lot better, so. But that's life. I told you my friend, the nun there, said God never said it was going to be easy. That nun was so funny. She was a bad nun. I didn't know she was a nun. And some of the other girls, because they were older than me, I was the baby, and they'd give me all the leftovers, you know. Or, you know, somebody would pass or leave or retire, and I'd get their people. And I'm like telling her these dirty jokes. Dirty. And she says, Diana, you know she's a nun. I said, no. I said, Celia, Sister Celia. I said, they said you're nun. She goes, yeah. I said, I've been telling you dirty jokes. Oh, keep telling me I love them, you know. So, you know, meet all kinds, but she was a riot. So, isn't that cute? The Go On Essential Stencils. They're really cute. So, I got a few other ones I still got to do. But I love their stencils. So, like I said, Diana's Deals. I hadn't planned on selling these today. I really just wanted to do some. So, if you go over to the Artsy Rose group, which is my group, you'll see we're going to do challenges again. This is a different challenge than that. We do a monthly challenge. I make a list of things I want to see just to get you to paint. Then I give Happy Mail. I gave out some good Happy Mail this month and last month. Gave out some nice stuff. So, you know, we're doing this envelope challenge on canvas. You can make all different envelopes. So, all right, guys. So I will see you guys Thursday night. And I'm not sure, but I know sometime this weekend we're going to do the Eiffel Tower with like the spring flowers in front. And I'm not sure after that what we're going to do, but I got a lot of stuff, so we can do a lot of things. So you guys, I hope you had a great Easter. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you Thursday night. And I hope inspiration finds you wherever you go. And guys, make art, make lots of great art. See you later. Have a great afternoon. Bye, guys.